Alicia here from Zygote Brown Designs. Today I'm going to walk you through on how to build this fireman helmet out of cardboard. You've obviously purchased the template and you've downloaded your file. You've got to choose between an A4 or letter format. Before you print it, you might want to choose what size helmet you need. If you print page 2 first, you'll find this sizing guide. Today I'm wearing a medium sized helmet. Now in the sizing guide it looks like this, and you cut out the size that you think that you're going to use. I reckon I'm a medium, but it just fits perfectly. Like a larger head obviously needs a larger. So you cut out the medium. To test your size, you check that that fits perfectly and comfortably on your head, and that should fit you. My children would be a medium as well, and they're sort of twins, teenager twins. I'd say maybe eight younger would be the small, which is this size. You can change the sizes more than that. I wouldn't change them more than 5% each time, but just when you change the size, change the print size and test yourself with this. So when you enlarge that, test it, see if it's big enough. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so once you've worked out your size, then you can only just print the template of your size. So just print the small or the medium or the large, not all 36 pages, because that would be a waste. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to be thinking about what type of cardboard to use. On the medium, I've used, I'm going to say that's 4mm. I've got a ruler there. 3 to 4 millimeters. I think I specify on here that a small, you definitely sort of, this one here, it's got 2 to 3 mil cardboard. It's a much thinner cardboard because you don't need to have it so thick. The medium has a thicker cardboard, and the reason is because you want these crests here to stand out, and by having a thicker cardboard on your medium and large, it will just stand out a lot better. So if you can see that, it's a thicker cardboard. It looks nicer on that. So yeah, this is, I say, 3 to 5 mil cardboard, and cardboard you want is like a crisp, clean, like it feels, it doesn't sort of mold in your hands. It's kind of firm in your hands. So like a real firm cardboard will have a really crisp look to your helmet, but a sort of flimsy will sort of look a bit flimsy, your cardboard. It won't hold the structure as well, and sort of have a more softer look. So it's a lot more work for you. The crisper, the firmer the cardboard, the easier it is to make these templates. Right, next. So you got your cardboard, you watch the video, we do it together. You cut out your templates. Now, I have pre-cut all the templates earlier. Now there's 2 templates that are on 3 pages each, and that's the brim that goes around the outside of the helmet. What you do is you basically cut along these lines and marry them up with the other templates like that. I can actually fold them along these lines just to show you. and then tape it down. Tape them down and then trim around them. Place them down onto your cardboard, making sure that you paying attention to these arrows here, which you want running along the direction of the cardboard fluting. So if you see, the fluting goes along this way. So I have my arrows going along this way. And then, so you can tack it all down using, we call it blue tack, but sticky tack, like a sticky tack, and or any kind of thing that will come back up again. I like blue tack, sticky tack, because you can reuse it over and over again. And then you cut them out with your sharp craft blade. Now please be careful cutting. It can be very dangerous. You want to make sure that you've got no distractions and that you're being taking all precautions. The sharper the blade, the cleaner the edges. So I use like a craft blade, but you can use a Stanley knife and just clip off the ends all the time to keep them sharp. So I've pre-cut all my templates. There. I pre-cut all my templates. It is hard, this template, only because you can't use taping because of the crests, that detailing. It's not really, I mean, I don't think it's really that hard. You're not pushing and shoving the cardboard. It's just that it's fiddly. That's what I'm trying to say. It's fiddly. So you have your crests here, and these ones, and then you got this one that goes down the middle, and you'll notice that there was a top and a bottom. So leave the template on just so you can see where the top and the bottom is, but the bottom, there's like a longer curve, and in the top there's like a tighter curve. So because that's how you want it, that's the helmet shape there, because if you went like this, you'd have a helmet like sticking out the side of your head, and it would be a different shape all completely. So you've got your crests, your side panels, which is what we're going to start with, and your front and back panels. So I'll put those to the side. I haven't scored yet. I've only just cut everything out. So scoring, which is on those dotted lines, you aren't going all the way through. You're just going into cutting just one layer of the cardboard, and it's just so that it's basically a fold line. I find it quickly, I just quickly score them like this. Keep my blue tack. Save it for later. Oh, gotta be careful that doesn't get in the carpet. Oh, it's a pain to get out. Right, so then once you've scored your template of the side panel, you just want to mould it into those creases like that. So that's the first one there. And you want to grab one of your crests. Now you can take off, that's the bottom. Now, you need to make sure that on these crests, they've still got these little suggested arrows that you want to stick to them, because that will give you that nice exposed fluting there and give that nice shadow detail in your final helmet. So this is the tricky bit. Okay. You want your hot glue gun. It doesn't matter. I've only just recently gone to this more flash glue gun. Most of my crafting years, I've just used $2 shop craft guns, and they're fine. But I like this one because the temperature goes to low, and you should really, because you have to be really careful, and you can really burn yourself with these things, so be really, really careful. But I have it on low so that it just minimises any kind of burning. Anyway, so if you have a look, I want to attach this panel to the bottom of the, let's see if I can get a good angle, the bottom, the lower part of this crest, because the crest, you're using this part of the crest as a guide. You want to attach it like that. Can you see that? Let's have a look. So you're attaching it like that. That's a better angle, isn't it? Yeah, let's start. I just do sort of, at the start, I just do an inch at a time. So it's pretty, the first starting point, just there. Don't worry too much about a bit of overflow. Now it's going to take you, it does take longer than the other templates because we're not using taping. If you've bought other templates of mine, you'll see that I use taping and it cuts down the time tremendously. You could possibly do taping, but it would be very, very fiddly. You could possibly do it, but I think you'd rip the crest too much. So basically, I'm going to be gluing all through here and using the bottom part of the crest as my guide to go all the way, and then you get that lip of the crest shining through. So I'm just doing bit by little bit. I originally made this helmet probably 9 years ago for my children, and I put a picture on Instagram many years ago, and just recently, I don't know how, but it must be, it's been picked up on Pinterest or something. I've been getting like 2 emails a week, no joke, about this template. Well, not even template, the pictures of my children, little children back then, wearing the helmet, asking for the template. So I was like, oh, well, I better make the template available. And so I've tweaked it a bit since then. I think it's better now. And yeah, that's why we're doing this template. It's amazing how the internet works. Something can sit, a picture can sit there dormant for so long and then just goes crazy. Okay, so I've made my way through to the top. Now see how you get that nice lip? It's meant to be pretty flush. Don't worry if it's not. It's not the end of the world if you don't keep it completely flush with the bottom, but it's good for a guide, and it gives that consistency of a nice lip that goes all the way around. Now, this end is always going to be, sometimes it's going to fit and sometimes it's not, because you're not perfect. The line is perfect with that, with the actual size of the panel, but because we're making it by hand, it's gonna either sometimes be a little bit shorter or a little bit longer. And I've made it, actually, no, I have made it like 1 millimeter longer. So you just trim it off with some scissors once you hit the end, because that's then gonna go flush with the center crest. So then we take another, once we've done that one, we take another crest and we work it up the other side like that. And it should be a little quicker on this side because it's pre-curved. So I'm just going to put a little bit more glue on. I try to, when I glue, I'll come in at an angle so that the glue doesn't get so exposed and it's cleaner. Okay, see that one wasn't too far higher, but I'm still going to cut that top bit because I want it as flat as possible for when we connect the helmets. So that's side panel 1 done. Yep. And there's all the shoddy gluemanship on that side and the nice gluemanship on this side. That's how we like it. So we're going to do the other side. Now remember, hopefully, remember to always have the scoring on the inside. Like when you have it on the outside, look at that. Oh, it's ugly. Have it on the inside. The scoring goes on the inside. So then you've just got that on the outside. That looks nicer than that. Bit. Go to the other side. So you want the two of them to sit at the same height at the end. I just trim it so it's nice and flat for the crest. Okay, so you've got the two side panels like this. That's kind of cool, makes a little bridge. You've got your two side panels. Then you have your front and back panels, which we're going to attach to the sides. Which is your front back? Doesn't matter at this stage. So, front A and B. So you're going to score them on that side. And you have left and right is not going to work at the moment because you're the opposite to me. But when you have, you're going to take one front, you're going to take front panel A and back panel A. So you've got front panel A and back panel A. And if you can see, all right, there's a long edge and a short edge. The long edge is going to go on your long crest in the middle. The short edge is going to attach to your side panel. So you're going to have the two, you're going to have a back panel and a front panel, and the two short edges are going to connect here, and you can see they fit there. If it was the long side, it wouldn't fit, it would go over the top. So you've got an A on one side, so you've got the back panel A on that side and a front panel A on that side with this short edge facing the panel, okay? Make sure you can see that. The long edge bends more. The short edge is straighter as well. So short edge to the side panel, and that's what we're focusing on at the moment, just the short edge. You could get these completely muddled up, and as long as you were putting a short edge to the side panel, it wouldn't matter, because you just, yeah. So if you didn't have all the labels on it, as long as you're putting that short, straighter edge to the side panel, you're winning. Scoring it. Shaping it. And short edge, shorter, straighter edge to the side panel. Exactly the same as what we were doing with the side panels with the crests, attaching the crests. We're attaching these on the other side of the crest. You can work your way up to the top. So I've attached front panel A on my right hand side, and I'm attaching back panel A onto my left side. And we're getting the back panel A now, scoring it, shaping it, and putting the shorter, straighter edge onto the side panel on the left-hand side. So we're going to make another one of these, and then we're going to glue this on the middle crest. To make the top of the helmet. And that, a lot of the work, this is a lot of the work. This top part of the helmet is a lot of the work. So we're going to do the other side. So I've got my front and back panel Bs. I'm doing, this time I'm going to do the left-hand side, and the front is on the left-hand side for the Bs, because we've got that shorter, straighter edge to the panel. So the front panel is on the left, because that would make sense. And the back panel B is on the right. Where am I? I'm scoring. Okay. Do you know what I like to do when I'm building a helmet? I like to cut out the template the day before, and then the next day I like to sit down, get a good movie or a series and watch that as I make it. And then usually, actually really easily, I've finished, if it's a movie, I've definitely finished the helmet by the end of it. But I suppose it's probably a bit different. I mean, if you were maybe making, like you're watching me do this, maybe I'm your movie. That's, oh God, no. Maybe if you're watching this, she can't do it. But maybe if you're making multiple helmets and you know what you're doing. Although there are quite a few you guys out there that are pretty pro at this, and sometimes I think that you do a lot better than I do. With all those amazing creations that you create. These are just the basic framework for your costumes and creations. Your imaginations basically make it. Okay, so I've got the other panel, short edge, shorter, straighter edge to the center side panel. When I make a template, I have to make it a few times to make sure that everything marries up right and in different sizes. And this time I watched Only Murders in the Building. Oh, that was good. I enjoyed that. I also like watching Studio Gilleby. I'm really bad at phonetics, so and reading. I'm better at making stuff. But anyway, I love Studio Gilleby. Ponyo. I love Ponyo. Kiki, Delivery Service. My Neighbour Totoro. One day I'm going to build a huge Totoro out of cardboard, and I'm going to leave it at a bus stop. It's going to have an umbrella, possibly a real umbrella. Then the cardboard would survive. Put it out there in the rain. Watch it disintegrate. There's actually a famous cardboard artist that does that and puts his sculptures out in the rain to watch them disintegrate. I can't remember his name right now. It's on my phone. Follow him on Instagram. I actually have another Instagram account called For the Love of Cardboard, and I follow a lot of cardboard artists and cardboard companies, just basically anyone and anybody, anyone, any company, anything that is making things out of cardboard, and I share all their everything they're doing because I find it fascinating. So if you're ever interested head on over to, it's at For the Love of Cardboard. That's pretty good. That's my first glue stick. I'm on to my second. I don't like to use too much glue. You can, I have rung recycling plants. I've rung 3, and I've asked them, can I still recycle these helmets after we've finished with them? And they said that yes, you can, because as long as it's not covered in glue and the glues are just in the seam and you're not being excessive with the glue, then they can still recycle them, which is good to know. Okay, we've got it. Now, we need to put in the crest. With the crest, and if you paid attention to the directions of the cardboard, you will notice that one side you get this beautiful fluting showing through, and on the other side you'll see it's not as attractive and it's sort of it's on a different angle. This side is your back, because this side's going to get covered when you put on the front holders. So pick your best backs, and because you want to put, because you're not going to see this bit because there's going to be a badge there. You want to have your nicest back at the back, like that. Right, you can also, when you see this, it's not perfectly straight. Now, this time round, normally in the past I have done it perfectly straight. This time I tried it a little differently because it gives it more of a rounder feeling. So there's a little push in the joining of this seam, but it's worth it because it gives it a little bit of a rounder helmet, rather than my Viking ones are all straight panels. This one's more, it's straight with round front and a round back, and that's why there's that little gap that you need to put a little bit of elbow grease in to pull it together. So same as the little crests, you're going to do the big crest and just, I'm going to put it that way. You're going to put it so that the crest you've got that nice detailing shining coming through, and you're using the inner edge of this middle crest as a guide. I am making sure that the crest is at the same height, let me get that, as the side crests. Okay, next is to attach our other side. So I just start down the bottom. It's a little bit fiddly, this bit. I'm just sort of popping it along the ridge there. You can do it a couple of ways. There we go. See how I'm pushing that together? I'm trying to keep that ridge around the same distance. There's a couple of ways you could do this. You could glue this end, and the top, and then push in the gaps. It's up to you. I kind of do it different every time. Oh, that's good. Side. Now, see there's a gaps in there. I'm going to go in on here and put some glue in those gaps. Okay. I'm going to put a little dollop in the middle just to keep it centered there. Okay, you ready? I'm just going to push them together like that. Is it dry? Oh, it's pretty close. I think that's right. Now, look at that. Now, see how it's you probably can't see. It looks pretty square that way, but there's much more of a curve to this one than the Viking helmet. So that's the top part of your helmet, which is so easy. Next is that you grab the front, what do you call them? Front holders. And again, the direction of the fluting has been taken into consideration to try and give you exposure all along here, but yet also strength. So I'm trying to look for the nice edges. That's a nice edge, that's a nice edge. The fluting's exposed here, so that's my back, and this, it's got the fluting, but it's sort of, it's the direction is going this way, so you don't get that nice exposure. So we're going to glue those on either side of that. Okay, I just apply glue along here for the first one, or along here, so you can do either. And put it on one side of the crest, this. And then you come along with the other one. You can put the glue along here if you like. See. And then up and across and around, blah, blah, blah. Big blob in the middle. And you put this one, marry it up on the other side. Make sure the top's nice and even, so it sandwiches that front crest. Tighten it up there. And then you've got your shields. I've got a bottom shield, top shield, bottom and top shield, and then I've got like a little badge. I have cut the decoration out on a thinner cardboard, just because cutting out your decorations on thick cardboard, it's just clumsy and can be ugly. Anyway, that's it out. There we go. Now I'm going to attach this top part of the shield onto the bottom part. I'm going to marry up the two little slots there, make sure it's in the middle. Like that. You can decorate this whatever you like. You don't have to do what I've got suggested. You can decorate it with a number. If it's your child's birthday party, whatever you like. Can't remember if I put that on. Okay, like that. Then in the middle, hopefully. There's my shield. And then I'm going to glue along here. And then I might put a little bit in there. Because that goes there. It should insert there. Go in the middle. Try and make it centered. And you've got the badge on the front, like that. And then you've just got your brim. Your brim. You've got a top and bottom brim. They're not exactly the same. They're a little bit different to make way for curving. And then once you've shaped your brim, then you can trim it down to however. Yeah, so you have some cleaner edges. So basically, we're going to score these sides and it's going to go like that. Oh, I've got to score them first. Right. This is going to be, you won't be able to see this. You can be as rough as you like. That's the top. So it's going to go that way. This is the bottom part of it. Right. Okay. First of all, I'm just going to glue the top to the bottom, but I'm not going to glue on the scored parts, only on the parts that are not scored. So it's just around this, I don't even know what it is, what shape that is. Pentagon? I don't even know. You want to get the rim. Just don't go on your scoring. So if you can see that, that's just the top, not the sides, but it is the sort of around the head, where the head goes, and then the edges here. And I'm just going to, hopefully I haven't waited too long, match up the head bit with the it doesn't have to be perfect because you can still trim it as you go. Now the reason we didn't glue the scored areas, which I'm just shaping now, is so that we can bend out these edges at the side. Now you'll notice that, see the these sides? One of them is wider. It's because you're going to shape it up like this. There's a bit of crease going on there, which isn't that attractive, but it'll be all right. So I'm going to lift this up a bit, the scored, and then I'm going to get another stick of glue, and I'm going to shoot the glue down in here, and then I'm going to curve it like that so we get that nice curved edge going up. Now the two pieces of cardboard with the glue in the middle will hold the curve. only a slight curve. And if these creases really annoy you, I'm going to show you something at the end that can help with that. So I'm going to do the other side. So usually you get creases on the in curve when you're curving cardboard. So you don't get it on this side because it's pushing the edges out, but you get it on the inside because it's buckling. Okay, and then there's the tail bit where it's going to curve down. So we can curve that down as much as you like or as little as you like. And then we put our glue in. And then we're going to curve it and hold the curve as it dries so that the two sheets from the cardboard and the glue will hold that curve for you, because you want to get that angle right. You want that helmet to protect the neck. I think that's why there's the curve there. Protect the neck from fire. Not that, warning, this is not going to help you in a real fire. Cardboard fire. No nose. Right. That's going to hold, I think. Can you see that? Look at that. Perfect. Okay. It's only a slight curve and a slight up. Now, the creases, if it really bothers you, those buckles, you can always grab a skewer and push out your buckles. I'm trying to find the line which is causing the biggest buckle here. So it kind of helps it. You can clip them off, leave them in there and clip them off if you like. If it's in a safe spot that it's not going to pierce into someone's head. Sometimes just pushing it out works just as well though. Next step is to attach your helmet. You could glue this bit, put it down, or you can glue this bit and put it down. It's up to you. I'm going to glue just along the straight edge here and then along this edge. Here. Trying to be as quick as possible before the glue dries. And then trying to center it on as much as possible. And making the badge as straight as possible as well. Like that. Now, look, can you see those gaps? Can you see that? I don't know if you can, but there's a gap. I just come along in here and pinch them, shoot in some glue and pinch them, close and hold them. Now, you can trim the brim. You can trim the brim. I didn't even mean for that to rhyme, and it does rhyme. So, we're going to trim the brim. Grab your sharp blade. Actually, mine's held out pretty well. So sometimes when you're curving, which I could have curved that a bit more, you get a little overhang of one size of the cardboard. So I just trim it. It's hard because it's not this, you don't have a flat surface, cleaning it up. And then also you can trim any of this entry head point, because there's actually, you could actually get some more space in there if the helmet is just a bit too tight. Anyway, so that is your fireman helmet. It didn't take very long. It was pretty easy, a bit fiddly, but pretty good. Thank you so much for giving it a go if it's your first time. And well, you picked a hard one for your first time, but I hope it turns out all right and you enjoy the process. So thanks so much. See you later. Bye.